let's get ready to shake, rattle, and roll with Graceland Glamour Girl, the one who puts the CC in rider, Miss Cece Glamour.
See, I wonder who Cece will have on her show this year.
See, I wonder too.
See, I hope I'm on the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth and last episode of this season of the Glamorous Pink Riders podcast with your host, Cece Glamour, as usual. And we have a very special guest, and I'll let her take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Cece. I'm Miss Lolli Pop. I am a Northern California girly, pinup, burlesque, vintage jazz singer. All things vintage and retro are what I like.
That is awesome. I also do vintage jazz as well.
Yes, I
And
know. I've been stalking you on Instagram.
it's the best way to do it where it's like, I'm good. Because it's always like you find like one interesting picture, especially, and then you're like, ooh, and next year you're like, I think I liked every picture.
I know.
That is
Yeah, went down a rabbit hole. I'm just still dreaming about your Princess Tiana cosplay. So just perfection.
thank
Gorgeous.
you. This is
Love
actually this is the remaining of the Princess Tiana. It's falling apart,
I
but you
love
know, when in doubt, bobby pins.
Yes, exactly. You got to make hair last more than one day. I don't know that everyone realizes that with pinup hair is that you don't put all that work in just to like have it for a couple hours and then start all over again. You got to make it last as long as you can. Get a lot of use out of it.
Exactly. Oh my God. It's funny of walking around and being a substitute teacher aside of everything else that I do. So I'm walking and doing high school. The kids are like, the kids who don't know me, like, are you in a production of Grease? And the rest go, she dresses like that all the time. So like, and I'm just
That's
like,
just her normal. We know what's going on.
exactly. Well, tell us a little bit about what got you into pinup and also doing jazz.
Yeah, I have always loved pinup. I don't know what got me into it per se. There's no like starting moment that I can refer back to other than my parents played a lot of rock and roll and doo-wop, a lot of like Temptations, Elvis, all sorts of stuff when we were kids. So I got into the music at a very early age. And when I was working on my opera career way back when and doing classical music, I always sort of like just sort of leaned towards jazz. And I would often take like my opera arias that I was supposed to be doing classically the way they're designed to be, and I would kind of do them with a jazz style, and it drove my teacher nuts. But I've just always been like a musical person. I get it from my grandmother. She was in Sweet Adeline's, many years ago, and I've always loved music. And then pinup and all the fun like rockabilly, 40s, 50s. It just kind of goes hand in hand. So it's just been something that I've always enjoyed for a long time. I haven't ever done a pinup show, actually, or a pinup contest. So that's on my bucket list for 2026. And I am starting to apply for some here in Northern California. So I'm excited about that. And I definitely need some tips, having never done one before.
Honest. Well, hello. You're talking to a several several time winning pinup contest queen. They're honestly really fun. Everyone makes them intimidating more than what they should be.
hmm
They're real. So I like personally, I love the ones that have themes. So if you give me a theme, I'll go all out.
Yes, exactly. It gives you like a focus point, I think, sometimes because there's so much to choose from. So when you have a good theme, whether it's for an event or a party, whatever, it makes everything a lot better.
Yes, because you'll have some contests where just like they'll be like pinup, but there's so many different like archetypes and branches. So you're like, are we going classic pinup? Are we doing more starlet? Versus where they're like, where one I did was Universal Monsters for Halloween. So everybody knew,
Oh,
okay, as long as
fun.
you come in as some type of monster, you're in theme. And then I hosted as a vampire. I was a mix of like Lucille Ball and
Okay.
Dracula, and I hosted with a Transylvanian accent the entire time.
Oh my gosh, that is commitment. I'm impressed. I love that.
And but really, it's the main part that people don't realize with pinup contest. I like to say it's 70% outfit and it's 90% stage presence and just answering the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's such a inclusive community. That's what I love about pinup and rockabilly and people that do classic car shows. Like everyone's just kind of cut from the same cloth and is just there to have a good time and be very, very accepting. So it's something where, like jump right in. The water's fine. It's not as scary as it seems, right?
At all. Like, and it's so fun just to be able to like to actually just jump in there. I think my first pinup contest I entered was on accident. I was there to literally watch how a pinup contest goes, and they went, "Hey, you're a pinup, but we need an extra one. You want to do it?" And I was supposed to go mentally. What's supposed to come out of my mouth was, "I'm just here to watch." I would, yes, yes, I would.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I ended up performing at a event in San Jose last year. I'm trying to remember, of course, nerves have got the better of me. I can't remember the name of it now. It'll come to me. But I was just a friend with someone who knew the promoter, the producer of the show. They didn't have someone show up, and they said, "Oh, are you a singer? Want to go on and do like I don't know, like 3 or 5 songs?" And I hear it coming out of my mouth. Yes, I would love to. I've got my set list right here. I and I just did it and terrified. But now what I'm going to try to do is actually get on the, actual musician list for this year and I had a ball. It was such a blast. But I was there just to, you know, enjoy and be a spectator. And then of course here I am on stage. But
Oh, that it's funny hearing hearing a similar story because that is also how I, in a sense, became an Elvis tribute artist. Was going to Elvis Week at Graceland, and they have what is called the Graceland tent, which everybody gets mad about it because it used to be outside. Now it's inside with air conditioning, which is so much better because it's in August and it's hot. Went in there to
yeah,
go watch. You see all the guys up there performing the Elvis songs, and one of the guys he's singing, and he comes to me, and he was like, "Do you know the words? You look like you can sing." And I was like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Do you have a song? You're going up there to sing." And I went, "Okay, you guys have trouble." Went up there, did that. It was the soundtrack heard around Graceland. Everyone's like, "Did you see the woman who went up there at the tent and was performing?" I'm like, and I'm over here going, "Who was it?" And they showed me a video, and I went, "That's
that's
just."
me.
And it got all the way to where some of Elvis's musicians that were there actually saw the video and they were like, "We heard that you can sing." Yeah.
Yeah,
Sing
I mean, I
something.
guess.
And I went, "Yeah, sing so." I sing Suspicious Minds. And the kicker to this was I sung it in front of two of Elvis's background singers who actually sung on the recording and the drummer who drummed
Yeah.
on Suspicious Minds.
Oh my gosh. Is that your favorite song of his to cover?
It kind of like hilariously because I do more 50s, 60s Elvis, that is my okay, if I need a fill-in time, I'll do the concert version. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
one of my
Is it
favorites because no one
a-
ever expects it. Because I'll sit there and I'll be decked out in my usual 50s attire, and they're like, "Is she switching her legs like Elvis did in the 70s in heels?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I am."
Oh, I love that. I've been getting into Elvis more and more. Like I've always loved his music, but when the Austin Butler movie came out a few years ago, I just fell in love with that, and it just kind of re-energized my love of like all things Elvis. And of course, I just saw the more recent documentary from Baz Luhrmann that just came out, which is amazing, and really focused more on his 70s, the late 60s, 70s Vegas show that he was doing, and it's amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend it. But yeah, love all of his stuff.
Yes. Actually, I got to see, so they did a pre-screening, what was it, January, on his birthday, which kind of doubled, to me, it doubled up as a birthday gift because I'm the day before him. So they did like, it was cute. They did like a red carpet and everything, and they had it in the theater in the hotel. So everyone's in their Elvis outfits, and everyone goes, "So what's Cece gonna wear?" Because I hadn't gone down to the red carpet yet. So like, what is she gonna wear? And I come down there and I come in and I had a pink version of the '68 comeback suit.
Oh,
And everyone goes, "Yeah, that's about right." Yeah.
that's it. If ever there was an outfit that's going to envelop everything that you are and love, it's that one in
There-
pink. In
yeah.
pink.
There, there are some people, they're like, "That is the Elvis Barbie." And then I have so many nicknames when I go down there for singing: the Elvis Barbie, Captain Sparkles, because I'm always in something that sparkles, Miss Presley. And they're just like, some of the like other Elvises like, "That's the girl ETA." And I'll go, "I have a name."
Oh, that's amazing. I love that though. That's just so fun. And that's just kind of, again, it's such a rockabilly pinup culture. It's such an accepting, just wonderful, like, hey, you look like you can sing kind of crowd, and let's go for it. It's just so like that people kind of stumble into it, and I don't know, it just makes it more fun. But you have to be willing just to kind of, get let the nerves go, let the feeling silly go, and just do it. And that's where the opportunities are really going to find you, right?
Exactly. And it's so fun, especially when people don't really expect to see that. And
Hmm.
even at some of the events that I go to, where if I do, it's like it doesn't matter where I go. If I do an Elvis song, you'll find at least two rockabilly that you didn't know was at the event go.
Hey. Just hello.
Like, "Huh?" And I'm just like, I see a Victor roll that is my people's high.
That's one of the best parts of singing is when you start a song, even before you start singing, the music comes on and you see people physically perk up to something. You're like, oh, I picked something that you like. Okay, this is going to be fun. So rewarding.
It really is. And then sometimes I'll do some of the covers from like Postmodern Jukebox in my show just to kind of just to tie it in for like the younger crowd who might get interested, but they're like, instead of it being like, I'm listening to my grandparents' music, and then you'll see them light up and like, wait a minute,
Hmm.
that's our music. Like, yeah.
I think the newest one, even like, and love PMJ, love, love, love. I've gotten, oh, you do songs from Fallout. I think Fallout's the new thing that's like catching the younger crowd.
Every time it'll be like, I'll do a song, they're like, oh my God, that is a Fallout song. And I'm just sitting here like, and it's like, you have to understand it's what people kind of grasp it with. And then you kind of go, yeah,
Yeah.
Fallout, especially if you're not somebody who plays or watches Fallout. So you're like, yeah.
That's it. And you're thinking, actually it's not King Cole, but okay, that's okay. We're finding new ways to like spread his original music to people that think it's a brand new thing and I love it. That's fine.
Right. And it is. It's always funny. Or then you'll see, or my favorite is I'll get because at one point with also being a cosplayer and now having a party princess business of doing Princess Tiana,
Hmm.
now I'll walk in the street and someone's like, oh my God, are you a Nuka Cola girl? And I'm like, this is how I dress every day. No.
Just me.
I'm like, this is it. Like it's, but I think that's the fun part about being in the space is, of course, you have people who aren't in the space who get interested because they're not used to seeing this, and then the rest of us are like, it's like a bat signal for the ones of us that are in the community.
Absolutely. Well, and princess parties, like you never think that that's going to be something that like jives with, your restaurant, bar, or winery, whatever, gigs that you might have on a Friday or a Saturday night. But all those, people at princess parties, they have parents who like to go out and like to get a babysitter. So you do the princess party. I haven't done one in a long time. Of course, I was like, as soon as Frozen came out, I'm like, okay, this is a huge market. I need to get into this because, it spoke to me. Although doing Anna, there's a lot more time, a lot more of my personality. But yeah, oh, I miss doing princess parties. That was a blast.
I love like it's so funny because I love when the parents get excited and sometimes they get more excited than the kids.
Hmm.
It's especially when it's Princess Tiana, like the one I just did recently in Kentucky. So what I love about every Princess Tiana I've ever seen, whether it be Disney or even other companies, is I've learned that if you are a bag of water, you get cast as Princess Tiana. And I am. So I went in there and I did the welcome, and this little girl came to me and she colored in a coloring sheet of Princess Tiana and she drew herself on the side with blues. It said, I love you on it. She gave it to me and I had just walked in. It was just my introduction. And my mom was there to help out. And she looks at me, she's like, don't cry, don't cry. And I turned to her, I'm like, I already
I
am.
can't help it. Oh. Oh, well, it's because it's so special. Like you make such an impact on a stranger that you never would have met otherwise if you didn't just again put yourself out there and be willing to perform, even when it's not perfect, even when you're having a bad day, you just can make it such a difference, especially for kids. They just die over it. They love it.
Have so much fun. And then you start having so much and then if it's like a group of little girls and they're dressed as princesses, but then they're dressed as the princess you're doing, automatically I'm like, I'm over like I'm gonna cry. Because to me it's like they get to, even though to them they're seeing their favorite princesses come to life, but mentally to me it's them getting to see somebody that's older than them, showing them that you're never too old to,
Yeah.
you're never too old to be a princess. So you can
Yeah.
always dress up.
Exactly. And be yourself, whatever that is. Like you were saying, this is how I dress every day. Like there's nothing wrong with doing that. You can find ways to make that work in just about any, real world industry job that you might have, outside of performing, outside of your hobby, outside of the weekends. Like you can find ways to like incorporate into like your daily life all the time. I like to try to be, I have a very corporate job. So I try to be corporate Barbie Monday through Friday. And then I'm, singing vintage Barbie Friday night through Sunday night.
I definitely get that with me. I'm over like, I'm like substitute Barbie. And then I'm like
Yes.
filmmaker Barbie. And then they're like Elvis Barbie. And then like pinup Barbie. And then Disney princess Barbie.
That's the best part about Barbies. Any kind of Barbie you can think of, she exists.
And to make it so bad is they do actually have an Elvis Barbie, and I'm the proud owner of they did I think it was
Yeah, okay.
the Aloha from Hawaii Barbie. And so a little
Oh,
secret is when I was first trying to figure out entering the Tupelo Elvis Festival to compete, I was like, okay, what can I do that's still going to give off Elvis, but still going to be like, hi, I'm a woman, deal with it. And I saw the Elvis Barbies, and she had the pompadour and a ponytail. And I was like, I'm going to do that.
oh yeah.
And the Aloha, what I love about it is the Aloha Barbie. There's some that are a bit more rare because they tried to copy Elvis's tan on the Barbie.
No, they didn't.
So
Oh,
she kind of looks brown. So I showed my mom the Barbie to kind of be like, this the hairstyle. My mom goes, this Barbie looks like you. And we sat there, I was like, yeah. So this year they have like this really big Elvis flea market during birthday weekend. And the man, John Daly, who had it, he just had the Barbie. Nobody had bought it. And I had my eyes on it. And I had
hmm
a friend and we bargained down to it for a good price. And he's like, well, at originally, he's like, when I went to go to an estate sale, I saw this. I originally wasn't going to get this. And he goes, because he said, I sat there and was like, who's going to buy a female Elvis doll? He goes, then I remember you exist. You're a woman ETA and you have the same hairstyle. So I got it, hoping you would buy it. And here you are. Happy birthday.
It was meant for you.
Like the fact he was like, I said it was like, who's going to buy a female Elvis Barbie? He's like, and you exist. It was like, and you have to sit there and be like, thank you, because it sounds like a compliment, but it also sounds like it was a struggle for you to get this.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I'm trying to think. When I was growing up, I don't know that I ever had peaches and cream Barbie doll. I think I had a friend. I remember playing with one, but I don't think it was my doll. I think I had a friend that had peaches and cream. But oh my God, so Southern, peaches and cream, a Barbie doll. Just ruffles on ruffles on ruffles on ruffles, and just this beautiful like peach color. The dress, just stunning. I have a petticoat that I actually just found recently. I've been on vacation this week, so I've been doing a lot of vintage shopping, and I think it's meant to be like what's that? The like the line dancing or like a country western swing type of petticoat, but you wear it a little bit lower, and it's perfect with the A-line with the circle skirts, more like poodle skirts, and it is peaches and cream. And I snatched it off. I didn't even ask. I was like, oh, this is mine, belongs to me. When you know, right?
Yes, and that's how I am with like getting different outfits, and I'm really like got into the TV show a lot later than everybody else did, but Marvelous Miss Maisel, and now I keep finding
Oh,
the dress. I keep finding all of her performance dresses, and so now I have a collection of just black cocktail dresses.
oh my gosh, yes. You
And
can never have too many.
you
They're all
really
different. They're not the same. They all have their own unique something that makes them, something separate from the others, and you must have them.
And then to make it so bad, my microphone that I perform with is named Midge.
Oh, I like that.
So everyone's like, why does all your pieces have? I'm like, first of all, it's because it's nice to name. I'm like, my microphone is named Midge, and my Lucille guitar is named Memphis Lucille Presley. Her guitar strap is named Dolly because she's rhinestoned. I was like, it's nice, it's whimsical.
I love it. Do you sing any Dolly too?
I do actually. Because I love Dolly Parton, and
Mm.
everyone's like, why? And I said because I said, look, January is the month of very sparkly Capricorns. Like you have Dolly Parton, you have Elvis, and I go, you have me. Like we're just all there collecting all the rhinestones, and they're like, and I go, if you go to your local Hobby Lobby and you're wondering where your rhinestones went, look at the calendar and see what happened.
All the
Everything.
Capricorns. They stormed Hobby Lobby, they stormed Michael's, and they took them all.
Like, and we put them in everything.
Oh my gosh. I love Dolly Parton. She's just such an amazing human being. She's just an angel on earth, I swear. And her songs, not easy to sing, not easy to sing at all.
I think the funniest request I've gotten though is every now and then there'll be men because they'll try to challenge me with being like, well, since you do Elvis, and you feel like, do you do Johnny Cash? And I'm like, and I'll just look at them like, and I'm like, not really, but if you want me to, I do have some songs already prepared. So it, it never fails. And I'll just sit here like, I don't know why your brains just went to, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. They're making that connection and you're like, wonder how they got there. I think sometimes that's the scariest moment of performing is that you want to be able to say, yes, I can do that request. Like, give me your requests. I can do anything and have like this huge long library. But it never fails that they're going to ask for something that you're like, I have no idea what that song is. And let me try to find something that you'll like instead. But eh, it is what it is.
Exactly. Or I think, and it's so funny because when I do more of my jazz and doo-wop and big band, it's not necessarily, of course, with Elvis. You can give me a song and throw it out the window. I'm like, oh, I know that. They'll come to Elvis and they'll be like, and they request "Can't Help Falling in Love," and I'll just sit there and I'm like, and then I just go, if you wait to the end of the show, we will get there.
It's coming.
It's
It's coming. Just be patient. Just
and
let
it's
it happen.
and it's so funny to say. Like I love the song. It's one of those I love the songs when I didn't become an Elvis tribute. But I was like, but then I became an Elvis tribute, and everyone's like, "Hey, could you end?" Now they're like, "We want to hear this song." I'm sitting like, "We all sing this every time.
Hmm.
We're sick of it." And then I'll
Yeah,
have to go. I'm a '50s Elvis, so technically, it's not even my year yet to sing "Can't Help Falling in Love." That was the '60s,
there
and
you
then
go.
and then
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Say man, yeah, you're right, all right, yeah, what is the song?"
Like, do it anyway. We don't care.
Or I'll be like,
Be
"Hi,
nice. Open
I'm
with
like,
it and end with it. And then do it
exactly. And
for
I'm like, I'm in my gold lame dress. And they'll be like, we don't care. And I'm like, that's a blue Hawaii shirt special. Sing it. Okay, I'll sing this. And I'm like, I'll sing this.
for the longest time, I only did Trouble. That was the only Elvis song I had in there. And it's not easy to sing. It's a little rough around the edges, but that works out because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not lyrical, it's down and dirty and it's just so fun. And there's a couple, like, that's the other thing that people don't always realize with Elvis, with Johnny Cash, when you're taking anything as a female vocalist from a male artist, it's not always going to be in a range that's going to work perfect. And sometimes moving the key completely ruins the song, especially with songs that can't help falling. Like, you just don't change the key on certain songs, right? It almost like ruins it. So then you have to decide, okay, can I start this and then either hop up or hop down depending on where it is in the range? And sometimes that works. I have to do that on Trouble and it works. But there's other, I mean, again, been playing with a lot of Elvis songs recently, just in the last couple weeks, and some of them, it's not a fit. And I want it to be a fit, but it's going to be something I'm going to listen to and just enjoy on my own time on the weekends and not something I'm going to be able to perform. And that's okay because he's got 1,000 other ones I can do instead.
And that's why I'm like, that's why I just go, if you want to hear 70s, we have one of the guys doing 70s. Because there's some songs 70s wise, I'm like, that's not coming out. But if it does, I'm like, I have to do this early in the morning. Trouble
Yeah.
is Trouble. I love doing Trouble and it's fun. And you're like, it is because you do have to adjust and figure it out a little bit. But then what people don't realize, because I love always pointing out the history with Elvis and singing, is you can hear where he himself bottomed out in some of the recordings that he was, and you can hear where he was
Right.
like, I don't know where this is going. And it makes it fun. But
Yes. Yeah.
people have loved. So if I'm doing an Elvis contest, of course I won't change the lyric. But with Trouble, I rarely change the lyrics really. But with Trouble, instead of "My daddy was a green-eyed mountain cat," I'll say
Hmm.
I'll actually change it to "Mama." And usually it's because my mom is in the is in the audience, and I'll point to her,
Oh, that's
and
cute.
people go, and they'll go up to her and be like, "Was she the one that she was saying was the mountain cat?" And my mom goes, "Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah."
Yeah.
Because
Guilty.
and then she sings also, so they'll try to get her to come on stage and sing. She'll be like, I do more Whitney Houston, so I will not get. And they'll just be like, you can do it too. So,
Dang.
so she'll be like, you won't get Elvis. This is
Yeah, but if she can do Whitney Houston, she
Yeah.
can probably do just about anything. Because talk
Yeah.
about hard to sing. My God.
And the thing is, my mom will sing it all the way to the fact to where you'll think that somebody's just playing Whitney Houston in the background.
Oh.
It is her. Because she's been singing, I want to say, since, yeah, since she was 2, because that's when she started teaching me how to sing when I was about 2. So
Hmm.
I've been on stage since I've been on stage since they had said, hey, to for her, they were like, hey, you have this many weeks left before you have her. So they thought my mom was actually going to have me during one of her concerts while
Oh
she
my
was wearing
gosh.
heels. And now she's like, well, now you get to do it. You get to sing. And I'm sitting here like, and I'll get her to sing. Like I have a Christmas show called A Very Merry Rockabilly Christmas.
Oh,
And I'll get her to do a Christmas song. We've been singing that song together since I was 4. And I'll get her to actually come and duet it like we used to.
hmm.
And she'll always look at me because she'll see me with the microphone. She'll just go, no, no.
She's like, I know what you're trying to get me to do.
And she'll be like, and I'll just go, here's the
Come on, you can't say
microphone.
no. You can't say no. Everyone's watching.
And so, and it's always funny. They'll ask her, like, and they'll always ask her, are you going to sing or are you going to do this for her show? My mom's like, I did do something for her show, her nails and her hair. For
See,
the
there
show.
you go. She contributed. Yep, it's all part of the whole ensemble, the whole package.
It is. It is to the fact now we even if we're backstage and I'm doing a contest, the guys will actually try to find my mom to like kind of for them to help for her to like help with their pompadours and outfits and stuff. And so she's gotten the nickname Gladys after, of course, Elvis's mom. They're like, "Where's Gladys?" I'm like, "She should be in the third." And I'll go in the third row. I'm like, "I don't know." And I go, "It's not hard to find her. We look alike. Find the lady who I'm like, find the lady who looks like me, but looks like the age I'm supposed to look like, and you'll find her."
Oh, I love that. It's nice when you have friends or family members that can come along and be your roadies, your tech, crew and help you out. Because I mean, otherwise, like we're kind of doing it all on our own. We got to make sure that whatever equipment we're bringing, I got to be able to like lug it myself.
Yes. And then when I'm like, if I'm going out to like, Memphis or different states, my mom's not able to go. It's usually me on video call being like, is my hair in place? Because I'm not really good at doing hair. And I tried to sleep on my forehead and I don't know if I actually succeeded. And she's just like, turn around. Is it so? And so she'll be like, it's good. Just fix the front. So it's funny to kind of be like, hey, is this I did it. I decided to do a roller set last year in Memphis. I don't know what dumb idea I had in
Oh,
August.
the humidity got you, didn't it?
It was cute for the first night. It was cute. It was
Hmm.
like we all of us Elvises had the idea to wear our 68 comeback outfits, and mine is kind of more of a bodysuit with a bustier because I was like, I want to be cute. It was cute for that.
I
When
love
I got back to the hotel, I was just sitting there like, I made a dumb decision.
it.
And I was like, I don't know what month I thought this was again. I was like, this was a dumb decision.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's tough. August in Tennessee, I lived in Houston, Texas for years, and it's the same there. Like, and not just like, one season, it's 9 months of the year. It's just so humid, so hot, so humid. But I'm from California originally. I came back to California, and we are spoiled here. We do not know actual weather, except for those of us that have had the privilege to live in other states before, or at least visit for extended periods of time. Yeah, it is pleasant here most of the time,
Uh,
which is nice.
Here in Georgia, it kind of, I'm originally from North Carolina, so we have seasons in North Carolina. Georgia is
Mhm.
3 days, it's winter. Tomorrow's going to be 70 degrees. And then the weekend's like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep it spicy. It'll be a surprise. It's like that in Montana. I remember living in Montana. It was one season in the morning, and then it would turn from summer to spring to winter to fall all in one day, along with like tornado warnings just to top it all off. So, yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of my college years in Florida, where you would start in the morning, it was like cold, and then it was summertime, and then if it was like winter at night, it was like, it's 12 degrees at night.
Hmm.
But then you'd be like, well, if we all bundle up, we can go to Disney Springs.
There you go. You make it work, right? So another thing on my bucket list besides a pinup contest is Dapper Day. I have never done Dapper Day. I've been to Disneyland, never been to Disney World, been to Disneyland a few times, got engaged at Disneyland in front of the Princess Castle and all that good stuff. So that was fun. But I want to do a Dapper Day. I've never done that. And it just sounds so amazing.
I have yet to do Dapper Day. Every time I think about going to Dapper Day, it usually is over.
Yeah, I know, because it's only twice a year, right? It's like April and November, and you better be available. It's usually on a Sunday too, which is a little
Yes.
interesting. So, uh, just see if I can make it happen.
And then I have to, and then I like, and then I'll figure out, I'm like, and I go, okay, which character do I want to do? And then I'm like, and then my mom will just be like, we actually talked about ideas, and she was like, okay, well, if you do Tiana, it's probably like 30 girls doing like vintage Tianas. And I go, how
Right.
about a 1940s version of Dolores from Encanto? And she goes,
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
And she goes, I don't know how you're gonna pull it off, but it's you. So she like let me know
You're
what the
gonna
name
be
is.
the only one. That's the beauty of it. That's,
Yes.
go as unique as possible because then you're the only one.
And then she was like, I don't know how you're gonna pull it off, but she goes, I know you're gonna tell me what hairstyle you want, and I'll go, all right, let's do it.
Oh, I love it. It's fun being creative.
It really is. And then it's fun. And then it's fun when you also cosplay. It's fun when you dress like this every day. And then you start going in your closet and you're like, wait, there's too much stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have had an amazing time with you on the show, and I would love to have you back anytime.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just so starstruck. I'm so impressed with your presence online, and I'm bummed that we're completely on opposite coasts. But if you're ever coming to Northern California, let me know, and hopefully I can come visit you in Georgia sometime. Maybe we could do a duet together. And yeah, I really appreciate you taking time to invite me on your show today.
Yes, you're welcome. And I would love that. That would be amazing.
Yay, fun.
Well, as we usually say on the show, it's time to shake, rattle, and roll out. And until season 5. And now, our song of the day for our episode.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Yes, heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seems to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak. When we out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb to mountain, reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Now, mama, dance with me. I want my arms about you, the charms about you will carry me through. Yes, heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Take it, Ella, swing it.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Come on and dance with me. I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
Yes,
Dance with me. I want my arms about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven.
Heaven,
I'm in heaven,
I'm in heaven.
and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek, cheek to cheek, cheek to cheek, cheek to cheek.
The Glamour's Pink Letter Podcast is proud to sponsor
Uptown girl, she's been living in her uptown world. I bet she's never had a backstreet guy. I bet her mama never told her why. I'm gonna try for an uptown girl. She's been living in her white bread world. As long as
And don't forget, you can watch us on any network you get your podcasts on, such as Spotify, iHeartRadio Podcasts, CastBox, YouTube, all under the Glamorous Pink Riders Podcast, brought to you by Cece Glamour. And remember, stay cool, cool cats.